I was gonna, or you really just left? Both? You look pajamas. Well, Hillary's here and Stacy's gonna be
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to January's First Friday Art Walk. It's so great to have you all here. And isn't it fantastic to be in this space, the Maury Jacobs Community Room? It is so good to be back in a space with artwork all around us. So thank you so much for the City of Eugene for making that happen. My name is Leora Sponko. I'm the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council. We run the First Friday Art Walk year-round, rain or shine. We provide arts education in schools, support local artists. We're really about making sure the arts are accessible and thriving in communities throughout Lane County. So thank you so much for being arts supporters and arts lovers and being here on First Friday Art Walk to enjoy artists, local artists, international artists, and really connect with each other and have a great time. So we really hope you enjoy your evening. And for some of you artists out there, I want to let you know we have some workshops available for artists kicking off in January and going through the spring and summer. So please let me know if you'd like information about our workshops for artists. We're really building up this area to try to support individual artists in your professional development. So First Friday Art Walk is really possible because we have incredible sponsors in our community, and I'd really like to thank Holt Presents for this, for sponsoring this art walk for this JoJo Abbott residency, and this is the exhibit that you're seeing tonight. She's actually also coming back. She's coming to Eugene in the end of January and doing performances at the Holt Center and workshops for the community, and so you can find more information. Jessica has some flyers of more information about her residency. So please help me thank the Holt Presents, the City of Eugene, for sponsoring this art walk. I'd also like to thank our media sponsor, who is KLCC. They are a media sponsor. Help me thank KLCC. Yeah. Did any of you hear Art Walk mentioned on KLCC this week? Is that how you heard about us? Anyone? Okay, there's a couple people over there. Well, tonight we have an incredible night. As you know, our Art Walk, we have 5 different venues that we tour as a group. You can choose your own adventure, go to any of the stops. Well, we have an incredible tour of going to Karen Clark's Gallery and going to In Eugene Real Estate. We'll go to Oregon Art Supply and Epic Second. So lots of different local artists that we'll feature, and so you'll have a great time to connect with the artists, ask them questions. And if you don't want to follow the tour, you can just choose your own adventure. We have Art Walk guides here tonight, so you can go into any of the galleries that you'd like. You also may know that New Zone Gallery will be having a show. It's their last show at their current space. So do check them out and support them. We know they will find a new space, and if you have ideas for a new space for them, do let them know. But New Zone will be open tonight, and it's their last show at that space across the street from the Wow Hall. And we also have a really fun show at 942 Olive Street. Lane Arts Council organizes an apprenticeship program, so we have middle and high school students that will showcase their work in product design. So they've made some incredible products working with mentors from the U of O product design department, so that's also at 942 Olive Street. So some of those highlights for tonight. And every Art Walk, we have an incredible host that will guide you through the evening, and we're fortunate to have Kelly Johnson. She is the Executive Director of Arts and Business Alliance of Eugene, a fantastic nonprofit. I work with Kelly a lot on various community projects. Kelly, in addition to being the Executive Director of Arts and Business Alliance, she's a board member of Oregon Mozart Players. She's worked for Shelter Care for many years, and she also has an arts background as well in theater and arts administration. So she's a regular art walker, and she loves the arts, so you'll have a really fantastic time touring the different venues. So please help me welcome Kelly Johnson.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been to many art walks, but this is the first one I've been on this side of the microphone, so it's very exciting. I'm also very excited to see you guys all out here and joining us on the first Friday of the year. I hope this sparks some art resolutions for you to get out and enjoy art all year round, but thank you for being here tonight. I'm also just really excited that we have such a great space and a great presenting organization, Holt Presents, to bring amazing artists like this to Eugene. What a gem and a treat for us. While JoJo Abbott is not here with us yet, we get to experience her artwork before she gets to town, so I kind of feel like it's us getting to know her a little bit before she gets here. And we have some great staff members from the Holt Center to tell us a little bit about her residency here and this exhibit. So I'd like to welcome Ben Klipfeld.
Thank you, and seriously welcome to the Holt Center and to the Maury Jacobs Community Room, and thank you so much for joining us for tonight's art walk and the premiere of this incredible artwork by JoJo Abbott. Tonight is the start of the first micro-residency at Holt Presents, a little miniature residency. It's a month long with JoJo, and for those that aren't aware, Holt Presents is a series of events and performances that are aimed at bringing world-class art and performances here to our community, and JoJo is obviously a shining example of what that work can be. Tonight's premiere of her artwork is just the beginning of a series of events that's going to include immersive performances of Power to the God Within, which is JoJo's interdisciplinary immersive experience that represents the Black being as divine and all-powerful. And that's going to be in the Soaring Theater on January 22nd and 24th. And the work employs sound, movement, fashion, multimedia, film, and amongst other tools to invite the community into a sacred and shared space, provoked and stimulated by expressions of identity, community, and spirituality. And then, on the 26th, we're going to take the experience out of the Holt Center to the Wow Hall for our finale concert performance with JoJo. And JoJo did recently tour with Lauryn Hill in 2017, and we just from seeing some of the images that we're projecting, you can tell it's going to be an incredible evening of music and visuals. So real quickly, why did we actually bring JoJo here? Well, as you can see from her artwork, our team was instantly transfixed by JoJo and her unrelenting diversity of artistic expression. From the colors that she weaves through her textile arts that convey beauty and chaos, to the overarching thread of unity, love, and empowerment that pulses through every piece of her art, we believed that JoJo was a voice that our community should be able to experience. I do have to give a couple special shout-outs to our sponsors, including the Niles and Jewel Holt Endowment and the Arts Foundation of Western Oregon, which is a fund of the Oregon Community Foundation, for their generous granting support of this exhibition and the residency, as well as our Holt Presents series sponsor, Kendall Lexus of Eugene. And we want to give a thanks to the incredible staff at the Lane Arts Council for both their partnership and for everything that they do to elevate the voices of artists in our community. We would not be the community we were and we are without the Lane Arts Council, so thank you so much to them. And with that, even though I love the sound of my own voice, I invite you to explore this installation of Manifestations of a God, which, as JoJo has described, is an archive of 2D and 3D artworks that explore the manifestation and reaffirmation of the divine feminine as the essence of love, rebirth, imagination, and the healing magic and life itself, amongst other glorious things. Existing beyond the confines of physical form, this essence and energy finds harmony and beauty within the universe and aims to represent the Black being as divine, all-powerful, and everlasting, ultimately offering a mythical mirror, portal, and provocation towards self-discovery, spiritual grounding, and community elevation. So please do enjoy. If you have questions, our fabulous curator, Shannon Santiago, is around, and she is very, very knowledgeable. And we welcome you once again to enjoy the artwork, to explore, to discover, and to enjoy the rest of your art walk. Thank you so much for coming.
So if you're going to continue on with us, we have about 10 minutes to look at it.
Hillary's here. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I know.
Hey Art Walkers, we're back. Stop number 4, First Friday Art Walk. Thank you so much for joining us. What a really fun and unique art walk. Are you guys having a good time? This is really fun. I guess it's because I'm on the lift. I don't know. I love this. It's so fun. So here we are, stop number 4. And I really want to thank our sponsors again, Banner Bank and City of Eugene Cultural Services Division. Thank you for sponsoring and coordinating this art walk with us. We're having a blast. And at this stop, we are going to talk about the 20 by 21 huge mural project. And we'll talk about a couple of the pieces that are in this location. So Isaac, would you like to tell us about the project?
Sure thing. 20 by 21 is an initiative to bring 20 of the best possible artists, internationally and local artists, to Eugene, adorn our city with a collection of the finest art before the IAAF World Track and Field Championships. So the context is the world, the purpose is community. It's our version of building community with the world. It's also a way to show how art can transform the way your city looks and feels. Behind you is a piece that is very recent by Matt Small. I have Justin Bauer with me here. I encourage you, as we talk about this piece, to kind of move around so you can see Matt Small's piece. You can see it up close and you can see it from down the lane. Maybe someone can move that flag there real quick. So
Where do you want it?
Matt Small is an artist from the United Kingdom. He uses found objects to create portraits. He is a gallery artist, meaning that he normally works in pieces that are a quarter of this size or smaller. When he came to Eugene, we invited him to do a mural, a full-scale piece, and he accepted. And to my right, I have the man who made this happen. So this is Justin. Justin works with the 20 by 21 team to help keep this initiative going. And for this piece, Justin did so much work. He built the frame, he consulted with architects, he consulted with engineers, he consulted with a resident artist to help build all of the framework behind it, and he set up a studio in the parking garage over here for Matt Small to work. He basically shepherded this piece all the way through. Justin, I've been watching you for the past couple of weeks, and I gotta say, I think your soul's on fire. That's accurate. Could you share with us what it was like to help Matt Small deliver this artwork?
It was an amazing experience. Isaac asked me to be the production manager, which loosely just manually meant making the framework to build it on. But once Matt arrived, it became pretty obvious that it was going to take more than one person to create the piece that was 4 times bigger than the piece that he had ever created. And so it quickly turned into a collaboration. We sourced about 95% of the material from grain recycling. Filled up a huge trailer and a truckload, brought it back to the studio over here. Started dismantling everything that we brought, and that's where you see the palette that Matt created. Isaac's giving me instructions on microphones. And we started creating, and as we were creating things, it just happened that the historic Hayward Field was coming to its end. And fortunately, I've got friends in low or high places, and I made a few phone calls, and we were able to get in and salvage some of the material from the grandstands, and they were worked into the piece. So not only do you have this historic Olympian that means a lot to the world, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, but now we have pieces from the grandstand that will be around forever and living on in this piece. If you look over, you'll see like the diamonds, those red diamonds, that's part of the track. The green square with the diamond inside of it, those are handrails from the grandstand. There's some of the roof, there's some of the stairs, as well as many other iconic kind of organ pieces. There's a Coleman stove worked into the, if you look closely, you'll see the lighting instructions for it. What else do you want to know?
So, since the project is intended to be a an on-ramp to the World Track and Field Championships. Matt Small conceived of a portrait of Jesse Owens. And a portrait of Jesse Owens has many, many messages that we welcome in this community. One of them being that we welcome all people of all races and abilities to be with us in community. Time for one more question?
So, Justin, you also own the building where Falling Sky is, and there's a couple murals, as you may know, on your building. You have Hush came last year and did an incredible mural, which I love, and right now Bane Gardner is doing a mural. Bane here? Where's Bane? Bane hiding? There he is. And if you look on the Willamette, you'll see Bane's mural, awesome mural going up. So I just think it's incredible as a building owner, business person, artist, how involved you are with this project and how much you value and care about the arts. Can you talk about the intersection of arts and business and why you're so dedicated to the arts as a business person?
There's been absolutely nothing negative about this experience. It's all positivity. Putting artwork on your building draws attention. I didn't know that my building was ugly until I started putting artwork on it. Now people walk by and say, "Oh, I'm so happy that you put this artwork on this ugly building." And I don't consider my building ugly, but we do have a lot of buildings in town and they all have blank walls, and I think every building in town should have a mural on it.
Yeah, does anyone have a question for Justin? Yes, please.
Yeah, she asked what kind of tools Matt used. Matt introduced me into a tool that I haven't used before. It's called a guillotine cutter, sheet metal cutter. So it's essentially like a paper cutter. It cuts through the majority of what's up there. So by using that and using drills and sawzalls, we're able to cut it apart. And then once it's in the sheets, he can use that to cut it into precise things. But all of the small things are cut by hand with tin snips. The really heavy-duty stuff we took to Lee Eminent's studio and used his platinum cutter. So like the broom recycling that makes the third eye up on the forehead, that we had to use some really heavy-duty stuff to cut it up.
All right, well, thank you, Justin. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being part of this project. This is an incredible piece. So we are going to visit another 20 by 21 huge mural project piece by Lady Aiko. Yeah. So we are going to, Okay, so we're going to do something that we have not done before.
Chris, okay out there? Yes, yes? Okay, good. We're going to take a second to talk about the 20 by 21 mural project, and then we're going to move on to chat with Aiko here. This year has been an interesting year for the project. We try to get all the artists here in one space at one time, but coordinating an international mural festival really is quite complicated. I like to think of it this way. We're taking artists from other countries to commission them to do work on other people's walls with other people's money. It's a very tricky triangle, and a lot can go wrong, and a lot can go very right as well. So 2 artists that weren't able to make it here this year because they hit visa issues is Shamsia. Shamsia is Afghanistan's first female street artist, and we are committed to Shamsia. So Paul here is our artist liaison. He's working in partnership with the Sacramento Mural Festival to continue advocating for her visa so that we can get up here possibly in late August. The other artist is from our sister city, Kathmandu, Nepal, one of our sister cities. His name is H11235, and He also hit visa issues, and we are also committed to him. So later this summer, keep a lookout. We might be able to bring these two artists into Eugene to give us some murals. One of the things that has really kind of blown us away about this project is the nature and the spirit of generosity that is Eugene, Oregon, and that's the people that make it up. Most artists that come here after visiting here with us, they make a real connection and they stay connected with us when they go back to their home countries. There are stories of artists inviting our project managers to help them with murals in other cities. When Wa Tunen was painting a mural off of Lawrence, on his last night, a woman from his province in China came up to him and said, "What's your favorite home-cooked meal?" And she went home and cooked that meal for him and brought it back that night. Yeah. The mural we just saw by Matt Small, upon leaving Matt Small called Eugene, Oregon his spiritual home. Yeah, and it makes me really proud actually that we are such great people and we're such a hospitable community. So thank all of you for that.
All right, yes, thank you. And it's so incredible that we can put murals on so many different types of canvases, and here we are with the Parkade, and we get to have this mural. We get to live with this mural here in Eugene, right on our Parkade. So I'd like to introduce Lady Aiko. If you could tell us about your piece.
Well, that's a really big question. So what can you see, you know? Can you please come closer?
Yeah, come on in, everybody. Help
I
Aiko
don't
out.
really talk like
Thank you.
you guys, so you have to listen carefully. I like to introduce myself. My name is Aiko, and I live in New York for last 20 years, since 1997. And I spent my first 20 years in Tokyo, Japan. Then I spent the last 20 years in New York. But also I've been traveling so many different places to do this street art project. There is my friend Martha Cooper.
Hey, Martha Cooper.
Yeah, she's also traveling from New York, and she is the most important photo documentarist in our. Yeah, but she's awesome. Like, she's been taking a picture of us since 1970 or even 80s. Yeah, some like original of graffiti era, and she's really important. You must say hello. But yeah, she told me I have to explain to this world. So yeah, I'm a stencil artist. So I spend a lot of time preparing stencil before start working on these walls. Usually I spend like a week, 10 days, depends on the wall. And I have assistant this time. He's not here, but his name is Stefan. Stefan and I spent 3 days working on this wall last Monday. And we complete this wall. I'm really happy about this. This is an image of Japanese woman, geisha Maiko, you guys can call. She's a Maiko girl. It's an apprentice geisha. She's dancer. She wants to like dance and perform in different countries. So I've been painting this image over again, maybe like 10 different cities last year. So this is kind of like my last destination for this girl, and I'm happy the fact that you guys really like it and digging it, and in front of Academy of Performance Arts. So this is really great location. But also you have to understand that this is not the end of artwork. You have to take one more block over there, then come back, because you're gonna see another Japanese thing that's really important. You guys cannot miss this. Then you should tell me how you feel, I'm so glad the fact that I have 3 big suitcases and I've been traveling for free, you know. Yeah, like these guys over there had a really crazy traveling, and I still feel really painful about that. So yeah, I like to talk about this if you guys are willing to. Yeah.
Is there any questions for Aiko?
What is the significance of the dark and the light, the bubbles?
Okay, the question is, what is the significance of the dark and the light?
Yeah, I chose this image, especially sisters. Like I got so much inspiration about this sister image, like twins, yin and yang, day and night, positive, negative, you know, birth and death. Like it has a lot of meaning. And yeah, I went to Mount Sisters like a couple of days ago, and I found another connection with sisters, so I felt good about that too.
The 3 sisters, you went up to the Cascade Lakes Highway, or Highway 242. I mean, yeah.
So, Aiko, what is your experience here in Eugene, and how is it different than other places you've been, or is it?
Oh my God, I was born and raised in Tokyo, and I live in New York, so I spend a lot of time in concrete jungle. And you guys have so much trees, like taller than the building, and I was just freaking out, you know. It's a really simple thing, but for me, you guys have such a lot of treasure, and you guys are mentally super rich, you know, because of this nature. People who live in like a city side, we have more like anxiety and nervous, and you know, every day goes so fast, like we don't have a time to just take a break. So I got this huge inspiration from you guys also, so I have to say thank you. You know, this exchange of my art and you guys' nature and good mind. Yeah, you guys are beautiful people.
That's a fair trade. You're welcome. Yep. Another question here? Yes? Question? Yes.
The symbols of the playing cards.
Oh yeah, I made this logo when I was working in Las Vegas. You know, I think life is gamble.
She's asking about your name in the piece.
If you see her name, will you see those symbols?
The symbols of the car. See her name and see the club, the heart, the diamond, the logo of her name. So I understand it's the logo of her name and the card symbols. Is that it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that has a name. My name spells AIKO.
And then
Yeah, and I put.
Vegas, you put the cards.
Yeah. And there's another sign in the Japanese letter say Lady Aiko. That's a traditional signature. I follow the same rule from like 16th century. Yeah, it's a Japanese style.
So Aiko, when you were painting this, there are 2 things. First of all, our photographer came out to do a photo shoot, and he came back and said that was the scariest lift I've ever been on because it went so high up.
Yeah.
And the second piece is, Eugene really turned the heat up when it was time for you to be working in our concrete jungle. How'd that go for you?
Oh my God, that was like such a challenge, you know. I think that was the most waviest lift I was on. I felt like I was flying or like being on a boat. But you know, like I have to handle like heat or freezing weather, rain and wind. That's like our part of nature, and like all of us muralists who paint and work outdoor, we have to handle with this condition. You guys gonna have an athlete event in 2021? Yeah, but I feel like we are almost like athletes. It's not about just like painting. You have to carry a lot of stuff and climb up on like ladders up and down with heat, you know, or cold weather. So, you know, I feel like we are doing this another Olympic game or something, you know, championship.
Aiko, we would just like to thank you so much for gifting us this piece for our city. Could you all please give her a thank you?
Amazing contribution to our community. We're so lucky to have international muralists of this caliber coming to our city. So look out for more murals over the year in the next few years. What an incredible project. Thanks to the city.
Yeah. Where to next, Leora?
Yeah, all right.
Con otra canción de estilo salsa. And acuérdense, otra vez yo soy Evita Torres, Jill Torres. I am, of course, one of the DJs from KLCC. You may recognize our show. We actually have one of the oldest Spanish language radio programs in the state of Oregon, which is pretty awesome. We're every Sunday night starting at 9 o'clock. And of course, KLCC, over 50 years of bringing you excellent public radio. A ver, otra vez, bueno, ¿quiénes quieren ver otro baile de the Salseros Dance Company? Who wants to see one more dance? Okay, vamos con Salseros Dance Company.
Oye, qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan gozar. Oye, qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan gozar. Coro, 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 millares para que puedan gozar, gozar. Qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan gozar. A Belén, 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 guarachengo, coge. Oye, qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan gozar. Oye, qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan bailar. Oye, qué ritmo más bueno para que puedan gozar. A Belén le toca ahora, a Belén le toca ahora. Oye.
Salseros.com if you want to dance like that. It might take a little while, but you can get some classes, find out more information, salseros.com. And up next, Bachata Eugene, are you ready?
Like that?
Is that good? That work?
Okay, sorry. Okay, fine. I'll be better. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you're in the Maury Jacobs Community Room and you'd like to come on out, we are gonna start our program. Art Walkers, welcome to August 1st, Friday Art Walk. It's so wonderful to see you all here. Thank you so much for joining us. What a beautiful evening. My is Leora Spanko. I'm the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council. I'm here to welcome you. I'm co-hosting tonight the Art Walk, and it is quite an incredible evening, and it's a very special Art Walk, as I'm sure you know. I'm the Executive Director of Lane Arts Council, and we work to cultivate strong and creative arts communities. Basically, we want to connect you to the arts, and we want to encourage your participation to the arts, make sure people have access to the arts, because the arts are essential to our lives, as you all know, I'm sure. And really, the Art Walk is a compilation, it's an ecosystem that we all get to participate in. And you are all essential to that. And so I really want to acknowledge the artists and all of the arts organizations, the galleries and the businesses, and all the arts leaders in our community that help continue this work and really help make the arts thrive in our community. So thank you all so much. And you may not consider yourself an artist. You may not consider yourself an arts leader, I would imagine, but you are still essential part of the process. Your participation as an arts lover and as an art patron is essential. You know, the way that you observe the piece of art and the conversations you have with people and the questions that you ask of artists, and when you decide to take a piece home that you can't live without and that sits in your living room and you continue to have conversations with people about it, it continues to impact your life. So please know that your role is essential to the arts community. You're part of the ecosystem. Your participation is essential, and really the impact is infinite. So thank you for being part of our arts community. We need you, and we so appreciate all of you. So thank you. Lane Arts Council coordinates the first Friday Art Walk year-round, and this is a very special Art Walk. And first, I would love to thank our sponsors that make the Art Walk happen. So please help me thank Banner Bank, and Mike Murphy's right over here for sponsoring August Art Walk. Thanks, Mike. And of course, many thanks to the City of Eugene Cultural Services Division for really sponsoring and partnering not only this Art Walk, but an incredible week of this the inaugural Visual Arts Festival. So please help me thank the City of Eugene. This week is pretty incredible. That kicked off last week when the city brought back the Mayor's Art Show. We are so glad that the Mayor's Art Show is back in our community. We have this incredible contemporary art installations throughout downtown. We have Karen Clark's Biennial. We have Salon de Refusé. And tonight on the Art Walk, we're going to be touring all of these sites, and we're going to be hearing from the artists directly. So it is truly a special Art Walk. So I really want to acknowledge Isaac Marquez for his vision and his team for putting on this incredible event and allowing us to participate and to interact with the artists and have an exceptional evening tonight. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Leora. Okay, thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. You know, the loss of the Mayor's Art Show was a loss for a lot of us. I've seen this specific show as such a celebratory point for this community, and so we're really proud to bring it back. Also, I think there's a real value statement when you link the arts to the heart of civics and the heart of government. And so the fact that the mayor's name is in the art show, I think really bodes well for the arts and our city overall. We have two folks who helped put the show on. That's an understatement. We have two folks here who made this show possible. Shannon Santiago is our exhibit designer. Yes, thank you, Shannon. Shannon did everything from write the calls to artists, to spec this room for a new hanging system, to facilitate the jury, to hanging the entire show and doing a really beautiful job of it. We also have Mila Oliveira. Mila was one of the jurors. Thank you, Mila. And when we brought back the show, we did so with some intention, and I want to read that to you tonight. The show at a glance. Championing the visual arts and celebrating the artists that live, work, and play in Eugene, this juried exhibition recognizes the accomplishments of artists who enrich our community through the creation of visual art. The show seeks to cultivate diversity, equity, and access to the visual arts and artists. Enjoy the works of nearly 50 local artists through August 25th. We hope to see you not just tonight, but maybe you can grab a friend, bring them back here, and see the show while it's up. To start off with, Shannon, I want to ask you a couple questions. First off, how many entries did you have this year for the Mayor's Art Show?
We had over 200 entries.
Over 200?
Yes.
And of 200, how many were ultimately selected?
We selected 48.
48 out of 200. I have a lot of friends who are artists, and we've started to recognize that the mark of success for an artist is actually the stack of rejections they get. Because if they're not getting rejected, that means they're not putting themselves out there. So more artists were rejected than were accepted into this show. Is there anything in building this show that really stood out for you as a body of work from the community and for this show?
Well, what was interesting and it was exciting and also challenging was the diversity of the work that came in, which is how we sort of built our juror panel was art professionals and artists that have experience in a variety of mediums. So that is what stuck out for me, and also the quality and the intention in the work was beautiful.
Okay, so there's quality, intention, and diversity. Could you give an example of what that diversity looked like? What was the most out there piece that was submitted?
Well, there were many, but I think what was different this year, we had a lot more, we had metal included, so adornment in a different way than we're used to seeing on the body. Dia Wang was chosen by the jurors, and her piece stood out for me as being something really exciting and different that came to the show this year.
Very good. Okay, thank you. And Mila, can I ask you a few questions about the jury's process? Yeah? Okay. So as a jury, you were 4 artists coming to the table with different specialties, with much different backgrounds, very diverse backgrounds. Was it like a brawl to see who got their piece in, or how did the jury work through their process?
No, that was actually a delight, and I considered a strength. It was really wonderful to be able to share and create a common ground and a common language through which we could all put in our different perspectives and expertise to work. But that also helped us create a common language through which we could look at all of these works that were so varied in style and medium and background, and so it was really a wonderful exercise.
Awesome. I had a chance to see the show before it was hung, when the artworks were still on the ground being sorted out, and from that moment it was just absolutely stunning. I think the jury did a fabulous job of selecting works to make the show really, really one of the best shows it could be. If you had advice for any jury moving forward, what would it be?
Ooh, it's always a hot potato to get to do to give people advice, or I think that I would trust that people that choose to be taking on this task are people that are really interested in seeing the different stories. So really to step out and try to exercise. It's almost like an anthropological work in some ways, that you really have to stretch your own perceptions and get into the perspective of where something is coming from, where an idea or a story is coming from. So really, I feel like we tried a lot to step away from even some assumptions about aesthetic values or what art should look like, to really get beyond that and move like who is trying to say what and how. And so focusing on the story and focusing on the people and behind those stories.
Okay. Well, I'm a parent, and they say as a parent you're never supposed to say you have a favorite child, right? But I'm going to ask you, do you have a favorite piece?
We expressed our voice with our chosen one, but there's definitely another piece that touched me. Well, there are a lot of pieces in there that are really stunning and spoke to me in different ways. There is one that I don't even remember the title of it now, but it's an illustration. It's a pastel illustration of a cloud, and that is illuminated by fire. And the statement really just tells the story of this cloud and how this cloud is created. And it's a small picture, but really well rendered. And so I was personally touched by the scale and delicacy through which the artists experience that place.
We have time for one question. Does anybody have a question for Mila or Shannon? Questions from the audience? Nothing? Okay then. I want to thank you two and the entire jury for doing an excellent job and helping us bring back this show. Everybody please give them a round of applause.
And some of the artists are here, so please take some time to wander through the gallery, talk to the artists. The second stop of the tour will begin right here at 6 o'clock, so come back and join us here at 6. Enjoy.
I really like the initiative. We had some ideas, but I was just stand aside.
We welcome it if you have ideas.
Well, it wasn't specifically art.
Well, it can be more than art. It's actually the whole ecosystem and strengthening that so we can become a destination for the arts.
Awesome.
Awesome.
You know what I like about the idea is
No, because I got dinner at home.